All right, so what do you think? You're going to take a quick peek at it before you drive home? You've got to be tired. You've been here for hours.
I am tired. I've been up since, well, actually, basically all night last night. I got here at 1 o'clock in the morning. Tried to get a couple hours sleep, but I really couldn't, so came here early. They actually sealed these bags very tightly before we left. They said that was for security reasons.
Wow. They wanted to make sure you didn't slip in that extra iPhone.
Exactly. So this is the AT&T bag right here.
Wow.
I'm going to open this up.
It really is sealed, huh?
Yeah. So this was the accessory that I decided to get, USB power adapter, which I believe the iPhone comes with a USB cable. We'll see when we open it up in a sec. But this is probably very helpful for, say, having it at an office desk or when traveling, when you don't have a computer. And then here it is.
Wow, look at the size of that, huh? Wow. I'm going to just take and just put right next to the box. There's my Palm. The box isn't much bigger than the Palm Trio. Yep. Wow. Look at that, huh?
So here we go.
All right.
By the way, I'm Hadley Stern from Apple Matters and iPhoneMatters.com.
Wow. And a neighbor to me, which is
exactly.
Nice. Hadley, put it right down on the...
I will.
That way you won't drop anything. We'll get to see it.
There?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
We'll light a candle if we have to.
So here we go.
What a slick box, huh?
Of course.
Okay. Here it comes. Look at that. Look at that.
Inside of the box is black. There appears to be a little kind of foam padding there.
Foam padding. They wanted to make sure, huh?
And then here we go.
Wow, a first look. This is a true unboxing in the back, in the trunk of a car. It's all wrapped, and there's appear to be a little plastic all around it.
Which is very typical for how Apple does their products.
Look at this.
Here we go.
Look at this. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's slick. It's very, very slick looking.
It's got a beautiful feel to it in terms of weight.
Yeah.
Once you hold it in a sec. I'm going to turn it on here. I assume it will it'll come on out of the box. Let's see here. It did say there was some juice in it. I'm not sure if it's locked. I've never used this before, so I have no idea what the lock or unlock is.
Oh, I see a light on. I see a light on. Wasn't there a light there?
Yeah, that appears to be the hold button, though.
Oh.
I guess this is the part where we're supposed to read the manual, so let's take a look.
Look at all the stuff. What do we have in there?
And this just appears to be the case that was holding it. This is one USB adapter. I did buy an extra. This is a cradle for the desktop. This is a USB cable. And this here is the headphones, the earphones that I believe also have a microphone in it as well. So these look very iPod-like, but I believe right here, that little piece there is the microphone. And then here is the booklet.
All nicely put together.
Of course. This is a company that understands design in a way that no one else does. So actually, I know why it's not turning on, and that's because the first step that I need to do and that everyone needs to do is we need to activate the device by going home and connecting it via iTunes. So this is an unactivated device. Apple has made it very clear that these devices, even the non-cell phone aspects, will not work unless it is activated with AT&T. So why don't you get out your Palm again?
All right. We'll try that, huh?
Okay, let's take a look. Now here we go. You can see obviously we've got way more screen real estate here. About the same size though. I'm not sure about the thickness. Quite a bit thinner on the iPhone side here.
Absolutely thinner. And that screen is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just even with it turned off, it looks beautiful.
It's glass. And obviously can't show you the interface until I get it
Yeah, but we're getting an actual first look at it, and I have to tell you, it's very impressive.
Why don't you hold it for a sec?
Well, I'll tell you what. All right, so now I'm going to make this deal with you, because you know that I love my Palm, but I'll trade you. Fair, even trade.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. I'm gonna have to pass on that.
All right. I have to tell you, it does feel very nice.
Yeah.
And you know, it was interesting. The comments that some people were making early on is they thought it would slip out of your hand.
Yeah.
I don't get that impression
Yeah,
at all.
It feels tactile.
Now, you are a real Apple person.
Absolutely.
When I first heard about the iPhone, I called it a toy.
Okay.
And I still call it a toy.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think, well, if you think about the real definition of a toy, as opposed to the superfluous definition, a real definition of a toy is something you interact with and experience with and learn from and create things with.
And you know,
so in that sense, sure, it's a toy.
no question in my mind.
So,
you know,
and that's absolutely great.
all these devices I have are all toys.
Yeah.
And the only difference between men and boys is the price of their toys. Absolutely. Well, listen, it was a real pleasure spending some time with you today. And I wish you guys the best of luck with it. Thanks an awful lot for spending a couple of minutes, and we'll wish you well with this absolutely stunning,
Yeah.
stunning looking device.